You would think since TNA only has four of them now in a year that I would be a lot more excited about Stingaversary 2013. They only have four pay-per-views. This is one of the big four. Yet I find myself having that feeling of, oh, that's this weekend? I guess I'll watch it. Not a lot of excitement for me heading into Stingaversary 2013, and if you're wondering why I call it Stingaversary and not Slammiversary, you should realize by now that this will be the fourth consecutive year that Sting will be wrestling for the TNA World title at Slammiversary, so I feel it's only appropriate to call the event what it really should be called, which is Stingaversary. That's what it should be called now. And I hope all of you join in on that too, on Twitter and in the blogosphere and wherever the heck else. But in the weeks leading up to this show, I've had a week of Impact that I stopped watching. That was the week of the Bully Ray Sting contract signing. Before it even got to that segment, I stopped watching. I turned it off. And that's not good. When I actually turn off a wrestling program during the program, not a good sign. The past couple weeks of Impact haven't been nearly as bad. There could be definitely some improvements, but I'm not really going to go into a whole lot of them. I find it incredibly funny that Christy Hemme screwed up the introduction of Rooted Aries, and Aries stuck his dick in her face. He said, "That's what you get, bitch." So, of course, she complained. It's sexual harassment. No. How about this? He didn't actually touch her or anything. Yeah, it wasn't exactly the smartest thing in the world to do. I'll grant you, it was kind of stupid. But maybe we should put the focus on the fact that the bitch got the shit wrong, too. Why's it got to be just Aries' fault? She gets no responsibility for screwing it up? Hell, what was it? When she introduced Kurt Angle, she says, "And from Pittsburgh." And the great thing is they pay her a very healthy salary to do that. And you wonder why TNA has trouble sometimes. They pay the wrong money to the wrong people for the wrong reasons. That's all I'm saying. But it looks like there's 8-9 matches on the Stingaversary 2013 card. Some of them that have the potential to be pretty good. There are some that I could just flat out do without. So let me dive right into this 2013 preview show. Do not quote me. I'm not 100% sure on this, but I think there's a gut check tournament final where the winner gets a spot in the BFG series, and it's Sam Shaw and Jay Bradley. Did any of you almost forget that Devon was a TV champion? I have. Hardly ever defends a fucking thing on TV. I don't even know why they call it a TV championship. Part of the purpose of a TV title is to occasionally defend it on television. At least he's defending it on pay-per-view, though. Joseph Park versus Devon. I would be pretty surprised if they actually had Joseph Park beat Devon for the TV title here. AJ Styles versus Kurt Angle. I love the direction they're going with AJ Styles' character. However, I do not love the fact that yet again he is going to be wrestling Kurt Angle in a TNA ring yet again at yet another pay-per-view. The chances that I watch this match are pretty remote. I don't give a fuck what you say. That's the same shit I say to WWE. It's the same shit's going to apply to TNA. How many times do you have to give me the same fucking feud with the same fucking match? We got two significant matters of Deuces and Fours business to handle. Number one, where the fuck is Rob motherfucking Terry? He deserved to be on Stingaversary too, motherfucker. Number two, Kenny King better win that Ultimate X match on Sunday. You damn right. You don't want none of this, TNA. You better make it happen. Oh, and one more thing. For all y'all wondering who the fuck Smokey was gonna push next, I have taken it into consideration and I have decided to change things up a little bit. I'm gonna push none other than AJ motherfucking Styles. I hope he beats that lying drug addict Kurt Angle Sunday at Stingaversary, motherfucker. Yeah, hello ladies. I look so sexy. I know it. I know. You know, I realize that Gail Kim and Taryn Terrell, their storyline's been going on for a few months. So I don't necessarily have a problem with them having a pay-per-view match. Do I think that they should be on Slammiversary instead of Mickie James, your new Knockouts champion, who you're maybe teasing a heel turn with? Maybe having her and Velvet Sky, or maybe having a match where you have Gail and Taryn and Mickie and Velvet. Could you have all four of them maybe? It's just a thought. It's just a thought. Do we really need a last knockout standing match between Gail Kim and Taryn Terrell? This has got Vince Russo's 6 minutes and that's it written all over it. Bad train wreck type of match. It really does. TNA is very big on Taryn Terrell. I don't know why, but they are. Time for our yearly Ultimate X match. I'm looking forward to this one. Chris Sabin, Kenny King, Suicide. I wish they would have thrown Petey Williams in here. I wish they would have thrown Joey Ryan in here. Found another X Division guy, maybe one of the gut check guys to throw in there. Hell, throw Christian York in here. Give me 6 guys in this Ultimate X match. Make this a real spotlight showcase match for the X Division. Instead, you only got 3 guys in it. Hey, you want 3 guys in an Ultimate X match? I'm sure many of you are waiting with bated breath because you're anticipating a certain individual being announced as the next member of the TNA Hall of Fame at Stingaversary on Sunday. No. So we've got the 6-man tag, Magnus, Joe, and Jeff Hardy versus 3 members of Aces and Eights. And, you know, you would sit there and say, why should I really care about this match? You probably shouldn't. But Magnus is in it. 1 reason to care. Samoa Joe's back and he's in the match. 2 reasons to care. And for the hell of it, if you like Jeff Hardy, he's in the match. That's 3 reasons to care. There's 3 reasons to care, and none of them involve the Aces and Eights because the storyline is stupid. TNA needs to cut this shit out right now.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, the Dick Storm's been gone for a little bit. But the time is just right for a return, Daddy, if you understand me, baby. And here's what I know, is that coming up at Stingaversary on Sunday, we gonna have one of the greatest tag matches of all time. This 8-man tag. You got Bad Influence. You got those stereotypicals. You've got the Great Factor. But then you got this new team on the horizon, which of course features my family, the Cowboy James Storm, and his genius choice for a partner, good old Gunner baby, the Rawhide Soldiers. That's what I'm gonna call them. If you don't like the name, well then fuck you. It's my name, it's my family, I call them what I want, Daddy. The bottom line is that James Storm and Gunner are the next great tag team in professional wrestling. The Heart Who? Legion of what? Yeah, exactly. My thoughts exactly. It's gonna be the Rawhide Soldiers carrying the day Sunday at Stingaversary. And they're gonna go on to be one of the best, longest reigning tag team champions in history. If you understand me, baby. Woo! Ride the Dick Storm. It feels good to be back. It really does.
Then we get to the real main event of Stingaversary, the only match that TNA gives a shit about. The only match that Hulk Hogan gives a shit about. And that's a no-holds-barred match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Sting versus Bully Ray. I know a lot of us on the internet are very excited at the stipulation that's thrown in there that if Sting loses, he never gets a world title shot ever again. And we're sitting there and kind of having one of those moments. Can't blame you. Kind of am too. I thought of Sting at age 54, wearing the t-shirt and not being able to apply his own submission maneuver anymore, still being in the main event, still carrying a world title, absolutely makes me sick to my stomach as a wrestling fan. It's a true indication of just how pathetic the wrestling business has become. It is a true indication of just how pathetically lacking the business is for new stars. The fact that a guy that's 54 years old that still wears a t-shirt in the ring and can't even apply his own submission maneuver, forgets half of his spots in his damn matches, is in your main event at one of your big 4 pay-per-views. Just really a shame. Well, frankly, at this point, who the fuck else are you going to throw in there? Because TNA has done such a terrible job of really, frankly, building up anybody else that they don't have anybody else that could be believable to beat Bully Ray one-on-one other than fucking Sting at this moment. If you really think about it. So Sting actually deserves to be in this spot at Stingaversary because he's the only one that looks like he's a real threat to fucking Bully Ray. And now you got a no-holds-barred match. So you can just anticipate with this being no-holds-barred. You're going to get some screwy Aces and Eights involvement. You would have to think, since Matt Morgan and Abyss aren't booked on this card for whatever the fuck reason, especially in the case of Morgan, for whatever the fuck reason, that one or both of them could potentially get involved in this match. And maybe that's how Sting ends up winning the world title, is that the Aces and Eights interfere and all looks lost, and then all of a sudden here comes Abyss to clean house, clear shit up, and help Sting win the world title. If you're going to have Sting win the title, maybe that's why you had this be a no-holds-barred match. You could have Abyss interfere and help him win the match. That may be TNA's thinking. Let's hope, since it's the lesser of two evils, but not by much at this point, that dumbass heel Bully Ray is leader of Aces and Eights, being the world champion is your better option. That they have it no holds barred because they're going to make Sting look like $1 million, and then Bully Ray has to sneak out a victory because of some interference. And then hopefully TNA actually sticks to the promise of never putting Sting in another main event spot ever again. We can only hope. So you might be saying to yourself, geez, like that, you're pretty negative on TNA with Stingaversary 2013. The fact that I'm calling it Stingaversary 2013 should tell you all you need to know. And yes, I'm being negative about it because they deserve it. They've earned it. I'm not doing it just for shits and giggles. They've earned it. They've qualified for this treatment because the build-up to the pay-per-view has sucked. Because in many ways, TNA's product, which I thought was trending in a nice upward trajectory in 2012, now sucks. And it sucks by many different measures. A lot of people on the internet don't like it. Ratings for the product are crappy. Crappy! So nobody's liking it. Yet TNA persists and continues to stick their head further in the sand because they are morons. You gotta do better than this. Look at this goddamn card. You got a last knockout standing match with Gail Kim and Taryn Terrell. That's got Botch Fest written all over it. You got AJ Styles versus Kurt Angle for the 220th time. Oh, but this time it counts, brother. You've got Sting versus Bully Ray in a no-holds-barred match for the World Heavyweight Championship. A guy in his 40s wrestling a guy who's 54 that can't apply his own submission finishing hold and has to wear a t-shirt in the ring because he's so out of shape. Think about that. Your TV champion is a 40-year-old Devon going against a guy in Joseph Park whose character is kind of nice, but let's face it, he's kind of marketed as an everyday Joe Schmo, not a real wrestler. For this pay-per-view, you have to hope, if you're a wrestling fan that loves the business, that the tag title match delivers, which I think it could, unless the finish sucks. The Ultimate X match is going to deliver, which it could, but hopefully it doesn't suck. Hopefully the six-man tag's all right. And some of you are going to say, oh, you got to leave AJ Styles and Kurt Angle. They always have good matches. How many times do I have to see it? The fuck out of here. How many times do you have to see the same shit before it eventually gets old? Seeing it over and over and over and over again. Seriously. Let's hope TNA surprises me with Stingaversary on Sunday. But I don't have my hopes up too much.